Okay. All right. So we will record this session and upload in our YouTube channel for our researcher that could not join the session can recap later on. So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to all. Distinguished Director of IIM Kuantan, Prof. Jamaluddin Abdul Rahman, distinguished speakers, including Chairman of USMARI, Associate Professor Dr. Ungku, respected colleagues and dear participants for today's session. It's my great pleasure to welcome everyone for today's session. On behalf of the Research Office, Kulliyyah of Medicine, I would like to thank you for joining us for this talk and for your continued interest in strengthening research collaboration between academia and industry. So today we are honored to host USMARI Research and Innovation Center, a research-focused organization specializing in clinical research for aesthetic medicine and skincare product in Malaysia. So I'm happy that today we also be joining us not only researcher from Kulliyyah of Medicine, but also Kulliyyah of Dentistry. I can see we have researcher from Basic Medical Sciences, dermatologist from Internal Medicine, and also plastic surgeon from Department of Surgery. And for your information, USMARI has been actively involved in translating scientific evidence into clinically relevant and industry-ready outcomes. This is very particular in a field that requires strong regulatory compliance, ethical conduct, and methodological rigor. So this session, we will divide into two. First half will be a briefing and presentation by the USMARI speaker, followed by the second session where we can discuss between USMARI and researcher from Kulliyyah of Medicine for potential area of collaboration. So this will be a valuable platform for us to gain insight into USMARI research ecosystem, explore potential collaborative opportunities, and better understanding how industry-driven clinical research can complement and enhance our academic research within our institution. So I believe this engagement are crucial not only for expand our research network, but also to foster an impactful translational research and that benefit not only patient, practitioner, but also the healthcare ecosystem. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to invite our speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Ungku Shahrin bin Muhammad Zaman, Chairman of the USMARI Research and Innovation Center, to begin the introduction and briefing of the center. So without further ado, please, Prof.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Adil, and the rest of the members in this meeting, which I just know you mentioned about Prof. Jamaluddin and some other researcher in the faculty, or what you call Kulliyyah, I think, in UIA. Yeah? So thank you for attending this meeting. First of all, I would like to say, before we start, I think I have to say sorry, my apology, because I think Prof. Wan is trying his level best to come in as soon as possible. But before we start, just a little bit of brief about USMARI Center. For information, we started in 2020. This is by 1st of January, actually, to be precise. This is where we noticed that before we start this center or this research center or research and innovation center, myself and a few other colleagues noticed that in aesthetic, cosmetic, and pharmaceutical, even regenerative medicine, we are lacking a lot, especially in Malaysia, in terms of research. We are talking about clinical papers, we are talking about publication. We are far behind from the other countries all over the world. In fact, at that time when we did our little investigation to check how many papers the Malaysian doctors had been published in regards to aesthetic, cosmetic, or even regenerative medicine, in 2021, we got zero, actually. We got none. None of them published by Malaysian author. I mean, if there is any, probably from plastic surgery, but normally it is specifically talking about plastic diseases or even issues, or dermatologists talking specifically about dermatology diseases, but none of them talking about aesthetic. So in 2021, myself with some other teams, uh, we really come together and we start to create or have this idea of coming up with this research center, and starting with only two researchers. We expanded our research team to 9 resident researchers. They are only in our research center. We only take in either they have a master degree or a PhD degree to come in and to be part of our research center. But our main objective is actually this is also to take the challenge from the Ministry of Health, actually, because they keep on telling us that in aesthetic you are talking about the outcomes, you are talking about procedures, you are talking about cosmeceutical products, but unfortunately there's no clinical findings or there's no published papers about it. So with that motivation, actually we started our journey. This is where we start to expand, initially from collecting cases and encouraging and training some local doctors, especially in medical practice, to publish papers, to share their findings in a scientific ways, in scientific manners. And then we start to move on into some more complex research design, methodology, and up to, I think, the last 2 or 3 years, we start to engage ourselves with some clinical study in regards to aesthetic, cosmetic, or even regen medicine. So we publish quite a number of papers under USMARI up to date. I think with a relatively new center, we publish more than 32 papers already, not only local but also international journal. We also publish some Q1 papers through our team. And we hope that with this collaboration, we hope that we can do a lot more. And we know that for the general public in particular, research in this field is kind of new to them. In fact, when we meet up with a few of those big brands in skincare products, cosmetic products, when we talk about you, I think the benefit of doing research, they have skeptical or even doubt whether it is necessary. And knowing that in Malaysia, even some cosmetic products are not required to even go through a proper scientific research. So it's a challenge, but we create awareness, and until now, Alhamdulillah, we managed to sign up some collaboration with some other institution, and we really hope that, especially with the new directors, Prof. Azman from USM, a good friend of mine. I think we can really who gonna helm USMARI Center to a greater heights. And with that, I think that's from me, my brief introduction of USMARI. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'll pass back to you, Dr. Adil.
Thank you, Prof. Unku, for the kind introduction. I think you highlight about the first publication collaboration, but I believe in this field of highly regulated cosmetic industry, I think in terms of researcher, we can look at two potential collaboration in terms of intellectual property, innovation and intellectual property, and also commercialization. I think these are the strength of your industry. So we have our esteemed speaker for this session, Professor Dr. Wan Sulaiman will just join. He is the director of USMARI as well as a plastic surgeon by training. And he will present the introduction and briefing about the USMARI. And without further ado, I invite Prof. Wan Azman to start your session.
Thank you, Adel. Now, sorry for the delay because difficulty to sign in. Now, I'm surprised so many attenders today. This is the first time that we quite a big crowd to this kind of meeting. We have done two sessions with the other university. This is third, and this is the biggest crowd. So thank you very much for IUM for having a great interest in terms of the collaboration with USMARI. For your all information, I've been appointed as a director of USMARI since October last year. So very new. So the USMARI is actually has been started in 2011 by Dr. Ungku. 20 berapa Ungku? Lupa lah.
2020.
2020, sorry. So after 5 years, I've been actually working with Ungku since 2007 when we are in the aesthetic committee KKM. And then we have developed quite a number of training with regards to aesthetic medical practice. Now, for the meeting today, so I suppose that Ungku has already briefed about the current activity of the USMARI. Now, when I actually taken over, I see a big opportunity actually to progress more, because if all doctors like me, like Jamal, we come across last time ACAPS, yang is under KPT, that trying to facilitate all research from all university to progress further, right? And it's not just about finding in your lab and then that's it, get publications, grants, settle, and then that's it and stop there. There's a lot of potential in all university research, but the problem with ACAP last time is too broad. So there's no focus with regards to what field that you want to push further. So at the end of the day, it become so broad, then there's no focus. So USMARI is, as you all know, is actually aesthetic research. So we are trying to focus on the work of aesthetic as well as regenerative medicine in all our university. And then hopefully we can help in terms of enhance it until you have a product. Okay, we are actually able to, nowadays we have actually having quite a number of agreement with industry, with the research center, and our own research center as well. So up to now, we are actually able to help in terms of doing the clinical study with all your potential product that can actually produce. And then hopefully that we can connect you with the industry that you can actually produce a product that we actually can be sold. And then the promotion also is actually can be done through USMARI as well as our industry partner. We have our annual meeting, which is we call ECOS, where the interested party will sit together in terms of the scientific conference with discussions on collaboration in new findings or that. And in the future, we hope that we would like to enhance the involvement of the university in terms of promoting your research and then the potential collaboration with industry at the same sitting, so you can actually discuss that lah. Now, I'm from USM. I know that there are a lot of research activity that actually pointed towards aesthetic as well as regenerative medicine. And then, as I said earlier on, it's actually very unfortunate that it stopped until they complete their research with that topic only. There's no more progression to the products. So that is our target lah for next years to come through USMARI. All right. Now, the other things that with interesting with IUM is because we are actually working together with Prof Azizi. the previous I think she's previously worked in IUM. Azizi sharing same father's name with me. He's one Azizi, one Sulaiman, so I'm one Azman, one Sulaiman, but we are not related. Yeah. So he is actually proposing that we collaborate with IIUM with regards to halal certifications. I understand that IIUM got one specific lab looking at that, or specific department looking at that. So hopefully in the future we can actually enhance our research activity towards halal certification as well. Now, well, I must enhance that our focus now is actually on aesthetic and regenerative medicine lah. Okay, if there is any research from from any university that want our help in terms of getting your clinical study or even in the future clinical trial, we are actually able to do that. We have our staff who is familiar with all methodology, where we can actually do that lah. In fact, we are actually having quite a few inquiry already from university, and I'm very happy to share that we are actually working together, something like that lah. Okay, so is there any question?
So Prof, from our crowd today is basically from not only Kulliyyah of Medicine, but also from the Kulliyyah of Dentistry. And we have researchers from the Basic Medical Sciences, Department of Internal Medicine, and Department of Surgery, as well as Department of Community Medicines.
Yeah, I saw Abu Azim also here.
So Prof, maybe I just start the questions. So Prof, do you have any case study of collaboration between university and your center in terms of I think maybe not only publication or other collaborations such as product testing or commercialization or IP? Is there any good case study that you can share?
Yeah, we have got a number already. Maybe Shaira, you can update, or Anis.
For case study, I think we have for our publications, for journal publication, we have collaboration with Dermatology Society from Philippines. They submit their case report to us because we also manage e-journal publications. Besides that, for the test of safety and efficacy products, we have some of from the industry. I think for the details, maybe Dr. Hanis can elaborate more for our current study for the research.
Boleh share yang
dengar?
slide yang you tunjuk hari tu, Anis.
Okay.
Doktor boleh dengar
Ya, dengar.
So Dr. Adil, you asked about any case
A good
yang
good
success
example.
collaboration, yeah?
Yes,
Good
yes.
example of
Our current
collaboration
project,
between university,
our current
right?
and past project,
Yeah.
Anis.
I think before that, I just nak brief sikit. So far, we do have initial, meeting ataupun discussion about collaboration with universities such as UKM. Previously, we have collaborate with two departments. First is the Center of Intelligence, KAIT UKM, to apply for AI grant. And the second one is with Inbiosis. That one also for grant, but for the collaboration with KAIT UKM, so far we don't manage to get the grant for the AI lah. But there is from Inbiosis, currently we still waiting for the grant update from UKM. So kalau Dr. tengok sini, this usually our collaboration is with the industries. So usually our client are mostly from industry, and this is some of the example of papers that we have published for the clients in clinical study using skincare. And then there are also clinical study about aesthetic procedure that have been published by us in our journal. And then next. So this is also another example of clinical studies involving assisted procedure. Next. And we also conduct a survey in Malaysian population. First is to identify the awareness about medical aesthetic, and the second one is to identify the preference of the facial aesthetic among Malaysians. And for your information, doctor, so for the medical aesthetic awareness paper, we have shared the result with KKM because it is one of the things ataupun topics of area that they are interested to know with regards to aesthetic medicine. Okay. Next. So I think so far that is what I can share with you, doctor.
The other things that we can actually offer is the research ground, because we collaborate well with one of the clinic groups, UR Clinic. They have 45 doctors. They have 9 clinics. So in terms of when you actually want to test something, we can help in terms of fasten your research lah, in terms of getting the clinical data of whatever you want to test. So instead of I know when in the university you are very busy, and then doing a clinical study is really taking your time. So that is where we can actually help in terms of get your research done faster. Because the UR clinic has already agreed, if you are talking about aesthetic research or medications, then you need quite a number of samples to complete your study. So we can actually help in terms of that as well.
If I may add, Prof. Actually, from USMARI perspective, our strength, because our R&D is a privately owned research center. We don't have any grant from any government, so we are quite free in terms of which industry or which organization that we can liaise or we can have a network with. So this is where actually even to hasten the process of, like, for instance, in regards to this field, aesthetic regen or even cosmeceutical. So this is where using our UR clinic group of clinics who already signed MOU with us, and even the training clinic like EMSA clinic that we have in Kota Damansara. So with this capacity, normally for us to find subjects, to find the subject to come in and to even go in depth in terms of the inclusion criteria is not a big issue for us, which I felt that previously this is among the obstacle that facing for all the doctors who want to start their research or their study. So this is where we connect. And at the same time, in regards to the products, the end products of whatever findings that some researcher might have, they found. So we also can connect you with certain industry player in commercializing the products actually. So, and most of even our fellow, they are either working from the university side, or some, and one or two of them are working in the private university sites. This is where we come together and we start to expand our network. Collaboration with other universities, we have quite a few who want to do us, but at this point of time, most of them are based on grant, which I believe that one of the component in having the grant to include the industry player who are in R&D. This is where we come in and be part of the research project.
And the other thing that we can actually provide is, because when we become a center of collaboration with all the university, at least we know that which university having an advantage of certain thing in terms of the product development of pharmaceutical dosing, so that I think we can actually work together. We can connect between the university as well.
Yeah, Prof. Just now you mentioned about the halal certification. That one is under INHAD, Institute of Halal Certification, is based in UAE Gombak.
Yeah.
But another thing, Prof, that we in terms of the collaboration of grant, certain university, including UAE, we also have sort of like a matching grant, IUM matching grant, where when the researcher collaborate with partner from the industry, the research management center have an allocated fund to match the grant funded by the industry. So let's say the industry fund 20,000, 10,000, the university can provide another additional 10,000 to match. So the researcher can have about 20,000. Sometimes the researcher do not have know who in the industry. So I think this is the platform lah, where the researcher can get to know with other industry.
Sure. But we focus on aesthetic and regenerative, yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I open to any question.
I don't want to be too broad. Otherwise, you don't know what to actually achieve. So at least we are actually very focused.
Even skincare pun, we have our senior fellow kita, Prof Anida from UKM. By training, she is a pharmacologist. So she's also one of our integral or even a very active senior fellow in our center. So we got quite a lot of advice from her also, especially when the industry comes in with some certain formulation, dosage and everything. So this is where before we even start the research project, we consulted her to get the right methodology, or whether we are using the right regime of formulation for that products.
Any other question? I know that a lot of university doing a lot of things, because when we are talking about phytochemical, Malaysia is quite having a broad plants, or that you can actually our ancestors doing all sorts of traditional treatment with all kind of plant, and then I'm sure that university is interested to do that, and then we can actually work from there lah. For example, PPSK, USM, they are actually studying the corn with regards to skin usefulness. Unfortunately, they found the compound already, but we stopped there. So we're going to have a meeting with them next week. So hopefully that we can actually start the actual process of developing research outcome from university to a product that can reach our population. So we just need one big achievement to facilitate our activity, and hopefully UM also got somebody doing research in this field, so we can actually help.
Any question from the other? For me, I'm from public health, Prof. I think the only research I've done in this field is only from public health perspective. I think one study I did on the doctor shopping behavior among dermatology patients. So I think in your center, I think looking for researcher that based in pharmacology and basic medical sciences, I think.
But I think in general, UAE rarely we use studies, to my knowledge on skincare or cosmetic. That's why I think they are now figuring out how to expand their research. The nearest kalau tengok herbal medicine pun kita pakai contohnya yang um, untuk wound, untuk skin ni I'm not aware lagi lah. Kalau I'm not sure kalau ada database research, but kebanyakan kita kalau ada pakai herbs pun kita talking about metabolic selalunya or wound. Kalau skin tu lebih pada wound kan. I'm not sure lah kalau ada audience ni yang basically doing study on skincare or cosmetic.
The wound also is partly is actually aesthetic with regards to the final outcome of the scar. So if we can actually do something that is actually having the better scar outcome, then we can actually work from there. In fact, when you are talking about scar, there's a full variant of scar that you can actually play around. And then the main target for UIA now is actually to have a collaboration with your halal punya.
Oh, yang tu I think straightforward. Maksudnya if there is anyone would like to, then for example like we can approach directly in heart, so they can definitely help lah. This one is quite common. They have a specific procedures. They are very good research center. One straightforward, I believe.
The other thing that we can actually provide is when you are needing some external involvement with regards to your research, because we have got a good collaboration with SIRIM. SIRIM is a very good research center, but it's actually underused for, I think what the word is underused. They got all sort of facility, but not all the researchers know what they can actually do or get help from the SIRIM. So we're going to have a meeting with SIRIM as well. And in the future, in that course, maybe we can going to invite them as well for sort of a collaborative talk. Anyway, our course.
Anyone from basic medical sciences here? Do you have any product that you the potential for this aspect?
Prof, I just want to ask regarding just now, you said that you have linked with the private clinics, aesthetic clinic. So, USMARI will play a role like a CRO, contract research organization. That
We are
link
CRO
to get.
actually.
Oh, okay, Prof.
With CRM actually, we are one of the CRO actually.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
We got our own clinic as well.
Yeah.
Where we can actually get a sample for study.
Yeah.
But with the collaboration with your clinic, we have even a wider coverage lah.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Boleh ke nak tanya?
Boleh, Dr. Fatin.
Dr. Fatin from Physiology. Thank you, Prof. Ungku, Prof. Wan. I just want to ask, this is not about research but about teaching and learning actually. We are currently in the midst of curriculum review for our postgraduate program for Master of Medical Sciences. And one of the ideas that we are trying to pursue is actually to have a course that is linked with industry. So we're thinking if we can actually have a collaboration with USMARI so that we can have our students to be attached at your center, kind of considered as an industrial attachment. Is that possible, Prof?
I'm sure it's okay. Uncle, you are the boss.
I think it's okay, but it is of course depending on the research research project that we are doing. But we do have a few attachment student actually who comes over to our place and to be there for a few months. But basically, you are more than welcome to come over actually, even to send, and I think you can contact Ms. Shaira or Dr. Anis at USMARI to do the arrangement. We are happy to get them in.
Thank you so much, Prof.
I just share one story. The recent research we just completed is on the, when we talk about wellness, we talk about aesthetic. Spritzer water. Aspirated water. So the owner came. I think the owner is a PhD doctor. So I can't remember from what background, but comes over and claim that with the silica there in the water. If you look at the water, they always highlighted the silica content there. They said that they have anti-aging properties. So they came to us and we did the clinical study with one placebo without silica, another one with silica water. And we did that for 8 months with numbers of subjects. And these are a simple, one of the example of the study that we are doing clinical trial. We get our ethics approval from one of the university. So once we got the approval, we test the outcome. When we talk about anti-aging, there's a lot of parameter we can assess. So we have the device, we assess, and after 6 to 8 months, we got the result. But I think until now, the price of spritzer water still remain the same. So I guess the result is not that significant. Which I keep when we do this type of research in the outside, well, I mean the industry world. So that's the setback. Is either the result is not good, so or if the result is too good, it's proven that silica really make you younger by 10 years. So I think your spritzer water 500 ml is going to cost you about 20 ringgit or more. So these are among things that we do. It sounds simple, but we are creating awareness. Myself, Prof. And the rest of the team. Actually, we are also telling them even as simple as skincare product, or even you found something that is interesting in your university, you can always do it instead of only doing it in vitro. You can always come and do clinical study, and we will facilitate. We will even come up with a proposal, the best proposal, the methodology, the design, how to do it, how complex you want to be, and we can even provide with the subjects. I mean, to get subjects to come in is not really an issue. Maybe in the initial stage, but after 3 years running, I think we got steady flow of subjects to come in to be part of the project. And quite a number of big names, which I can't reveal, that really did with us, that tried to prove that, even though it's not a requirement by MPRA, but from what I know, soon they may have that dasa to ensure that even all those product with NOT numbers, they need to somehow do a clinical study to prove their product is safe and effective.
So in general, if you are actually having a research where your conclusions or your findings is going towards something that beneficial in terms of aesthetic, anti-aging, then you can actually get our opinion from the start. So we are actually able to have in terms of how you can actually expand your research towards the end. It's not just finding confirming certain substance is actually beneficial for what, something like that. Usually it will stop there lah. So we can actually we will be able to help you in terms of make your research more dynamic in terms of the final outcome.
So we have our researcher here, Prof. Wail from Department of Basic Medical Sciences. He's a expert from Egypt. I think he mentioned to me he will contact USMARI later for a research on edible bird nest.
On anti?
Bird nest. Yeah,
Oh,
edible
okay.
bird nest. Yeah. I think maybe he's on something. So, but he will contact your center later after this.
Sure. In fact, we contact us early. We can actually guide towards the more dynamic research lah. Hopefully, because of course we are actually more exposed in this area. Hopefully, we can actually contribute.
So, any more questions from the members of the Kulliyyah?
Just to ask, do you guys also involve or do you have any lab in regards to research in stem cell, exosome, more on regenerative medicine in the medical faculty or medical Kulliyyah?
In Kulliyyah of Medicine, to my best of knowledge, I think we don't have any lab. Prof. Rosina, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure with other Kuliah, but we don't have kan stem cells lab or I think no, Prof. Okay.
Okay.
We don't have.
Yeah.
There's a big potential. I mean, in terms of commercialization, one thing, and then also there's a lot of research gap over there, which in regards to aesthetic, we can do a lot of research project actually with regards to stem cell, exosome. And people are talking about it, and mostly are just hearsay, mostly it's just testimonial rather than research.
Michael,
Uh,
if I may add,
Salam.
we
Yeah.
don't have a specific stem cell lab, but we do have cell culture lab. I'm not sure stem cell can be, the research on stem cell can be done in tissue culture, but we do have tissue culture lab.
I actually have our own tissue culture lab, and then later on when I'm doing something on stem cell, we are actually using the same lab. It's just that
Okay.
it's actually change of methodology or that.
All right, yeah.
So that's a very good opportunity for you to explore more on the stem cell. Because when you're talking about stem cell, you are talking about guiding the stem cell to culture a certain cell.
Yeah. So yes, we have tissue culture lab.
Okay, comes to the next big questions. How we are going to go about it with regards to USMARI and IIUM? Shall we go on MOU, something sort of that to specific on the aesthetic and regenerative medicines? Azman?
Boleh je MOU, cuma I believe it would be better kalau mungkin Dr. Adil boleh tolong in the first thing with regard to cari potential researcher dulu. And then we don't have to wait one after another. We can do both, but good to get bottom-up approach. You must get those start to have passions on or try to discover those certain material that we can use for this aspect. I think the other element, if I can motivate the IUM staff, is this cosmetic industry is blooming all over the world. So being Islamic universities, of course, we have certain sentiment, prejudice towards cosmetic. But kalau kita tak bagi alternatif yang halal, alternatif yang baik, people will search for a bad alternative. So being IUM, being responsible, I urge lah researchers to consider this opportunity, and so that it can inspire. So we have a different branch of research that we have in our faculty and university lah. So with regard MOU, memang tak ada masalah lah. We can do that. InsyaAllah, Adi will assist you. We can. I think kalau since we have more than one faculty in Kuantan, we can do at university level where we can find we can call our rector to sign. So we have few already. So therefore, we have one umbrella MOU. So even INHAT can join in using the same MOU. So that would be better. So that one, inshallah, we can do together, inshallah. The champion can be Kulliyyah of Medicine, but we can call INHAT as well, and then one umbrella MOU. Even though the champion is Kulliyyah of Medicine, but then all the other faculties and institute can also join in.
Okay.
I can bring this forward to our dean for further discussion, but I believe my same opinion with Prof. Jamal is that it's good if we have one or two researchers that have very specific collaboration with USMARI, so that the MOU or MOA is not just a signing ceremony lah. So we have some formal research collaboration activities.
Adil, we cannot stop here. Definitely. We kena because even when I was deputy dean last time, none of us really, I don't really remember that we have research towards cosmetics. I think prejudice or sentiment, things like that. So we focus on other things. And we have to do awareness. Maybe we can engage UMARI while preparing for MOU. We can further discuss specific research area. Kalau Wa'il just now can start with the bird nest, so why not? So those kind of things. So we can, we can pursue this, but don't wait one after another. Just do it parallel, kan? Inshallah.
In fact, Prof. Jamal, I think when you talk about halal cosmetic, everything for uh, the user of cosmetic products in Malaysia is majority Muslim actually. And the typical question, not only myself and a lot of my colleagues are having, is that whether is it halal or not. Those kind of things which we are not the expert. We are not subject the expert to answer that. But we know that we are only based on logic. We are based on scientific. Oh, okay, this is botanically usable. So, but we don't have any specific system or ways to tell them, okay, look, this is halal because of this criteria, which I'm pretty sure from your university, I think it would be a great help to assist us also on this matter.
So kalau macam tu saya nampak Adil, again, my experience in UMC when we approve many MOU. So I can see that we can have two champion, Kulliyyah of Medicine and Inhad. So and then maybe the next thing is to have discussion with Inhad, so they can further advise us better, perhaps in this direction. So that would be the next step we can do.
Okay, sure. I agree with Prof. Ungku. So the majority of the consumer is Muslim, but the majority of the industry owner is the other way around.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
think it's
Exactly. That's why when we ask them, they come back. They ask me, then I ask, you have to check with your manufacturer. Unfortunately, the manufacturer and the producers are non-Muslim, so it's very tricky in that part. Even those big brands, as I said, now been used, have been publicized or advertised everywhere. The producer is they are non-Muslim. They just take their words, oh, this is halal, but they don't have any. But as long as we can have that exposure, that wadah for us to refer to. And in fact, I think I totally agree. If collaboration with USMARI, Prof. Wan dengan IUM, so we can have like a committee or I don't know what you call it. Is it task force, just to have that and to look into this matter, because there's a lot of questions actually. Even when some journalists or newspaper contacted me, sometimes I don't know how to answer that also in regards to this.
So I think another step forward is that maybe we can do a similar session like this between COM and INHAD. So maybe we can also explore what are the collaboration with us and INHAD and USMARI. So it could be a tripartite. So maybe industry, halal expert, and also clinician from our faculty or our basic medical sciences. So maybe we can, the next one is maybe meeting between COM and INHAD first. What are the potential collaboration we can do with USMARI before we embark with the MOU or MOA?
Nanti Prof boleh panggil Prof Azizi nanti. I think he's very keen and memang kita nak ini kan tentang halal punya ni.
Yeah, sure. So the other thing is with regards to any future research that you all want to do towards this field, we are actually also called ready to have in terms of whether it's just a third party or we can actually get involved as a co-researcher with regards to whatever project you want to do. Because we got quite a good number or quite good researcher in our USMARI.
So I think maybe the situation is saturated. Maybe I can recap few points here before we can do the closing. So we already have heard the presentation from the Prof. Azman Sulaiman, Director, and also the Chairman, Prof. Unku, with regards the USMARI as a clinical research organization, CRO, that provides some services and offer some collaboration with our researcher in our faculty, in our kuliah, not only in the publication, but I think beyond the publication, that collaboration in terms of grant as a co-PI, and if you have grants, you can contact the USMARI for to get sample or network to get a sample. And then if you have a product to be tested to get opinion as a if you want to reach for just now I think lab services, stem cell lab services, you can also contact with the USMARI. And from our kuliah, I think the aim will later to do a MOU or MOA, but before that, I think we can also include in height just now. I think that's the niche, the strength of UIA lah. So I think if we do MOU too, we pull in our strength within the in height so that we can do like the tripartite lah, collaboration. Okay. I don't think is there any other. I don't want to keep everyone the day any longer. Is there any other burning questions or a point to highlight from the researcher, from the member of the meeting ni kuliah? I think if not, Prof. Azman, maybe you can do the closing, Prof, or any remarks for our future direction later.
All right. Thank you, Ade. First of all, I'm really, really thankful to IIUM and then for the big crowd is attending the meeting today. So it shows that we are actually aiming the same thing with regards to our research progressions. We are willing to help and also we need help because USMARI is not a big center who has who has everything. But we are hopefully we can be so-called a connecting body in between university and industry and university and public. And in the future that hopefully that our research is actually finally benefited our publics. With that remarks, thank you very much. We are very happy for positive response from IIUM and hopefully stay positive in the future. Okay.
Thank you,
very
Prof. Prof. Unku, you have any closing remark? Yeah.
No, I think it's similar to what Prof said. I think thank you very much for the opportunity and looking forward maybe either you can come to our place or we can come to your place one of these days to really see and have a good collaboration in future. Thank you.
Okay,
we are actually planning to one of our target is to visit your in-heart punya center lah.
Yeah.
Can Prof, when we do the signing maybe MOU too, maybe we can do that lah.
Sure.
Inshallah. All right. So thank you. As we come to the end of today's session, I would like to thank USMARI, particularly Professor Dr. Wan Azman Wan Sulaiman, the director and also the chairman, Professor Dr. Unku, for a fruitful discussion, eye-opening discussion, and an open discussion that we have just now. So hopefully we can do this to a next level, hopefully in the future. Hopefully we can do a MOU later together with the in-hearts. So with that, I think we can close our session with the recitation of Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Nas.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Jamaah bila nak pergi berat lagi?
Minggu depan.
Okay. Selamat.